You recently upgraded Delta as well as American just this week, in fact. So I'm curious, though, in terms of regulation, when we think of the banking industry, when it comes to rolling back regulation, what is the biggest regulation that's holding the airlines back? And if you take that away, what happens?
Well, I think some of the regulatory oversight is probably the biggest area. I think to your question that you put to Gordon about where's the biggest impact on EPS, if you do modernize the air traffic control system, you can kind of cut down the spacing between the planes.
So more flights can take off?
You'll get a lot more asset velocity, and what that's going to do is that's going to allow the carriers either to earn more money on the existing fleet, maybe bring fares down, maybe grow a little bit more into markets they couldn't serve. So that inefficiency in the air traffic system really creates bottlenecks that then turn into operating costs and turn into higher fares. So that would be the biggest single thing that could move the needle as far as regulatory change.
Right. In terms of EPS sensitivity, I mean, what could that mean, and which airlines could benefit from that the most? Would it be the ones with the highest number of flights within the United States because they're most exposed to air traffic control, for instance?
Yeah, I think you'd see some of that domestic, the weighting of the domestic flying and that asset utilization. As far as kind of the EPS impact, it's really hard to dimension because ultimately what this would do is it would give the airlines a chance to lower their operating cost. Would they then choose to save that as profit, or would they then choose to maybe reinvest that and grow a little bit more? My guess is either way, you're going to see upside to numbers right now, but more importantly, you'd also see upside to returns and a more stable business, which is what I think investors have always been worried about with the sector.
So we talk about the threats from various international airlines that perhaps could see regulations tightened under the Trump administration, whether it's Middle Eastern airlines or as we just heard from Gordon, the Norwegian airline. Are we overplaying the potential benefit airlines could get on that area? Because those international carriers, they don't really compete on the domestic market.
No, I mean, but I think if you look at what's been happening, one of the things that's gotten this sector to start to re-rate in the last couple of years is that real yields have held in real terms. They haven't seen big declines in overall average pricing. The domestic market's been much stronger than the international market. International yields remain depressed because of excess capacity and oversupply. And what the large airlines in the U.S. would argue is that some of the international airlines from the Middle East have been maybe abusing their rights under some of these open skies agreements to dump capacity and that would otherwise be
and they're
out of the market.
Subsidized often by their governments.
That's the argument. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, David, thank you.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.